Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You're gathered with us for the Cookout Podcast, where we talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. You are gathered with us for a special episode as we continue with the Horsie Awards. Tonight's subject will be 2022 Match of the Year. And seeing as it's just the two of us right now, we should probably not get started.
This is true. Oh, I want to make a comment about this, but I've got to be professional in the first 5 minutes.
For the first 5.
Yeah, that's what YouTube said. So, do you have anything that you would like to talk about?
We can talk about Roxanne Perez.
I don't. Well, I did kind of watch some NXT. What happened tonight?
She is the new NXT Women's Champion.
I'm finally free.
Yeah.
Oh, no Cora Jade and the Thanos skateboard.
And she was the one who I was hoping would beat Mandy. I was just, expecting it like half a year ago.
Like we all were. Oh, I can finally watch it again. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy.
Oh, same. I should probably turn my TV down. I think this is taken.
Oh, I was wondering whose phone I heard ringing. Okay. I don't really have a problem with Booker T. I just think some of the things that he says is so stupid that it cannot be real.
I have a similar thought. I would have worded it differently. I like Booker, but there's a saying of it's better to be thought of as an idiot than to open your mouth and prove it. And he does that pretty often.
Very, very often.
But I like Booker, regardless. Like, people can have shitty takes and I can still like them.
I appreciated the fact that he kept the continuity. Like, we figured out why he was salty with New Day. I like that. And I like the fact, like, oh, I don't want you to break this record because this is like one of my only records in WWE. So,
well, apparently, according, if you count up like the different promotions and stuff, it adds up to like 16 for him. But WWE ain't counting that shit.
That's like counting all the Ric Flair stuff.
They're counting his wins in WCW and WWE. In which case, Kofi does win out. I don't know. I heard people talking about it, and
I'm
not invested enough to actually, check every single title Booker T has ever won.
I mean, if you do it just for WWE, it's kind of easy.
Yeah, just for WWE, very easy.
Because he did not get like the best WWE situation, unfortunately. Anything else important happened in NXT tonight?
Important. Not really. Like, it was a fine show. It wasn't terrible. Important isn't what I would call it. The best bit was New Day coming out and talking.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Woods saying he was the first match in NXT, and he had that match against Big E, and then Big E chants. And, like, it was nice. It was wholesome. I love the New Day. And then, Booker T being salty, and Kofi mentioning Booker T being salty.
How can you not?
Like, it was just so perfect because Booker T was being salty on commentary, and then like 2 seconds later, Kofi mentions Booker T being salty, and it's like, oh, Kofi knew. I don't know if he could hear what Booker T was saying, but Kofi knew.
so many great opportunities there that I feel like Booker T could get back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And if
And
he does, I would.
honestly, him versus Kofi Kingston would be.
That's the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to rewrite my list because my children have decided to take it, and I'm pretty sure it's in the water for the tree.
I had a little trouble. I had 5 for both men and 5 for women.
I am limiting it to 3. He was supposed in the check the Discord, but he might come. We might not get him. We have to share custody of him with his family. You know.
I did cut out the 4s and 5s. I just had to, decide, okay, which 2 are not making it on the list here.
It's hard because there's some tag matches that I want to put up there, but it's like, no, I can't put tag. I have to put singles.
Oh, is it singles?
Yes.
Oh, I have a tag match on. Okay, so that's out. That my number 1 is gone.
ALW's not here. You can just Oh, before we get to that, because we do want to give a little bit more time for our lovely Miss Wilson to come on up with us. Singles, y'all. Singles.
I wasn't paying attention. I heard men's and women's.
It says singles, y'all.
That's my bad. That's my bad. I was just thinking men's, so I was like, okay, tag team matches are good to pick too.
Yeah.
I can cut that one off my list though. I have 2 more in the tank that I can pick from.
See, look at that. I'm trying to honestly.
Can you flip a coin for me?
I don't have any, but I do have. There's an app for that. Heads or tails?
If it's heads, it's going to be one. If it's tails, it's going to be the other.
All right. And flipping the coin. It's tails.
All right. Well, in that case, I guess I could say what my heads would have been. My honorary number 4, I guess. The one that's not actually being counted here.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus versus Gunther. Clash at the Castle.
Now I'm wondering what the heck your other one was.
Well, my other one's going to be my number 3.
We're going to wait just because we want to make sure that all of us can have our say in it. I'm trying to pick a Jay White match because there's just so many.
I mean, yeah.
You know what? There we go. And my list is in no certain order. Because I refused. It was hard enough coming up with just 3. Because I put 5, I was screwed. So I just did 3.
I think you can probably guess what my number 1 match of the year was. The tag match.
Which one though? There was 3 of them.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no. 2. Oh, did only 2 happen this year?
Oh, there's been a few. Actually, I do have one match in my list that now I'm very confused about because it's singles.
Mm-hmm.
So group matches don't count.
What do you mean by group matches?
This group versus this group. In which case, another one of my matches is off the list. Shit. I probably shouldn't have said Gunther Sheamus. I guess that's my number 3.
They also had like a SmackDown match, I think.
No. That's a singles match. I have another match in my list, but I just realized, oh, that's one group versus another group. Shit.
See? This is a problem. So, folks, if you don't know, we love wrestling, and it's very hard for us to pick favorite wrestling. And yeah, this might actually be the hardest one.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh!
I think this is the hardest one, especially for the women's.
Women's best match.
Yes.
I thought the women's matches were easy. I instantly had a top 5. 4 of them were from Stardom, though.
Right.
I need all this New Japan stuff to be on actual TV and not at 4:00 in the morning. I do miss Kyrie. I definitely miss Kyrie, so I would love to see her wrestle again.
Do you have any match of the year content? Well, any honorable mentions that you would like to share?
Well, so you said singles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means we're gonna do tags another time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to reveal my best tag now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Same here. I'm gonna
right?
keep. Now, what if it's like for group matches though? Like, where does that fit? Does that fit in tag if they're not tagging out to each other?
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Like a tornado match?
Well, I don't want. If I say what the match is, like,
were they all involved in the match?
Yes, everybody was involved.
Were they supposed to all be involved in the match?
Yes.
Were they on teams?
Yes.
Did they tag?
Match.
It's a tag match, even though they don't actually tag.
Okay, say what it is, because now I don't know.
Right?
All right, it's Anarchy in the Arena.
That's not a tag match. Oh.
That's a very rare breed of. So okay, yeah. It's like, ugh.
That's a tag match.
That's a tag match.
Only because
real
technically it's a faction match.
But yes. That's real technical, but yes, we will have to classify that as a tag match.
Well, so I had 2 tag matches in my top 3 matches of the year. God damn it.
Okay.
Is it too late to go ahead and claim Gunther and Sheamus as my number 3?
No.
So I don't have to think of another? All right. I got my number 3.
Before we jump in for the rest of us, how has your day been?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to get on here. It's like the little things are frustrating, man. But like nothing serious happened. Nothing bad happened. Nothing serious that couldn't be fixed. I'm here now, so all in all, pretty good. Except old dudes keep hitting on me. I'm like, ugh, this is weird. I gotta say it could have just happened, and it's like, sir, can you please just get your ticket and go to the movie?
He said he want to treat you to a movie, good. You know the thing's expensive.
And he kept saying, I'm already in it. It's like, I'm too old for you. I have so much to teach you. I'm like, I don't want this lesson. I don't think you look into my eyes. I don't want this lesson right now.
Right now.
He want to bless you, girl.
Okay, you know what? Ever. I don't want this lesson ever from you.
Right.
I don't want this lesson ever.
He said, let me make it rain on you, girl. I got movie ticket money. I got popcorn money, girl.
But it's been okay. How about y'all today? Y'all been good today?
I ain't got no popcorn money, no.
Let's see. I spent like 2.5, 3.5 hours arguing on the internet before on a live before this live. So yeah.
Right, like entertainment or enraged argument.
Both.
I can't do that anymore. The most anybody online is going to get out of me is maybe 2.5 minutes.
So I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be honest.
If they're quick about it, they'll get like 2 replies from me.
I ordinarily am like that because I don't like people to disturb my peace because anger management is too fucking expensive for me to have to keep paying for that shit. And my husband is getting really tired of me buying a whole bunch of yarn to crochet because I'm really angry. However, I don't know if y'all know about the Meg Thee Stallion. But let me phrase that the Tory Lanez case is happening. But for me, what I will not do and what I will not allow is for anybody to come into a space that I am occupying and say, oh, she lying, and not also see the lies of Tory Lanez. That's not what I'm not going to do. I can't do it. That I'm past the 5 minutes. Bitch ain't in my blood. Like that bitch ain't in my blood. I'm not gonna sit here and let you bald face lie about a midget. Let me phrase that because the little people don't deserve that. I'm not gonna sit here and let you bald face lie about a violent Canadian who needs to be deported and booted back. And he can take Drake, he can take Bieber with him.
Ooh, like it's certain topics where it's like, you know what, it's not worth it, and it's topics like this where you're like, you know what, I got time today. Let's go.
Today I got time, bro. So I took the time to kindly reiterate the falsehoods, and then somebody thought they was gonna talk over me, and I had to pull in my cheerleader voice, and just be loud but also quiet because the cheering, So yeah.
And gotta be aggressive. Be aggressive.
In my family, we call that our indoor voice.
This is my indoor voice. But when I start getting real impatient and I start fussing and yelling, and I have to remind myself, keep your accent neutral.
You want to start
in my house, if you weren't yelling, no one was able to hear you.
I was like, let me grab my Vaseline because I'm finna go find this man. So that is what I did for 3.5 hours before. But now I feel like I'm not gonna argue about anything because all my arguing is out. Look at God. Look at that.
Right? No, I totally get it. It's the who side.
I mean, I feel like I don't really argue with any of y'all, like occasionally we'll debate something, but like actually like argue about what we're debating about. I don't feel like
that's the difference. A good debate is very much so fun, and I will be all into it. An argument, that's to the depths of your soul, and you go to a place you don't want to, but it's like that's where your bald-headed mama is sucking dick. Like, that's where you go to when you get an argument. And I see, moving on.
She better not be doing that to my daddy. Like, ew, ew. That's gross. So that's nasty. I don't need no more.
Before we got on this, I actually went and looked up a old favorite clip of mine of a teacher, and somebody throws something in the classroom, and he just says, "All right, whoever threw that, your mama's a hoe." And it just busts me up every time. I love it.
Look, I'll be real.
Right there.
There are times that when I was in the classroom, I had to be like, do I feel like fighting a parent today over something their child said? Like there was a point I was just like a kid was in my face, and I was like, look, I don't need this job badly enough for you to hit me. Cause you getting real close, and I'm about to forget. But
Like,
then
you won't be real grown in my face, but then when these hands come at you, I'm 16. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's grown person to grown person now. We're in an adult space. You're gonna get these adult hands, and it's gonna be over.
and we had a conversation afterwards. I was just like, look, like if you put your hands on me, then it's gonna be more than what you want. So talk it out. And it was honestly a point of frustration. And when they communicated and felt like I was listening, their frustration was resolved. But yeah, there's times like when it comes to teachers,
Like,
there's a reason why happy hour starts like right after teachers get break. No,
communication is key.
Applebee's where we 3:30, and you could expect, like they would expect us to come in and just be like, yes, here you go, here's your drink. You want your usual wings? Here's your chair. And we
Like, both in this classroom, we will come back tomorrow. That's what we have to do. Come out tomorrow. We will.
I haven't been to Applebee's in forever. What is it? Wednesday night is half price appetizers.
During happy hour, every appetizer. Well, it used to be every appetizer is half price, and then during late night, every appetizer is half price.
So it's not a day of the week anymore. It's a time.
Not that I remember. I honestly haven't been since like September of last year. Just because when I moved the first time, it kind of took me away from that. But
shit. I think for me it was like May of last year.
They used to make them drink strong too.
I would be closed by me. I was so mad at that. I'm like, why y'all closed? And it was so like it was still full. So I'm like, I don't understand what's going on right now. Oh, he's taking it away from us.
I think it's a situation of their tables are full and they know that they won't be able to bring in new customers and get them out for closing time.
Like that would be that my house had a karaoke on Friday nights. Drunk people singing is the most hilarious thing in the world. Period.
Most times.
I don't even need music to sing when I'm drunk.
Just whatever comes to your head. Remember this one?
I'll just sing about life and what I'm doing.
I will watch you guys get drunk and sing. I'm not gonna get drunk and sing. I'm not about that life.
That should be our first album we get to get when we finally get together, finally see each other, not on screen. We gotta go out.
I'll drink with y'all. Actually, I'll pregame and then come drink with y'all because it's gonna. If I go out to a restaurant, it's gonna be a lot to get me drunk. So I'm gonna pregame, show up slightly tipsy, and then go drink with y'all.
Yeah, I remember one day I went to the bar without pre-gaming. I got a buzz, but I didn't even get drunk, and I spent like $100.
And that is why I don't.
What kind of watered down drinks did they serve for that high price?
I have a high tolerance. It takes like a dozen drinks for me to get going.
Okay,
if you have like a family history, like if you have a family history of alcohol, or you have like a really high tolerance, you go, like for me, I can do like Everclear moonshine, like whole bottles, and be like looking at y'all like I'm completely sober. I might, if I took a breathalyzer, I might pop on a breathalyzer, but family history of alcohol, so I be over there tipsy. Like it takes a lot to get me tipsy, so I got pregame. Fuck up.
I remember my sister was in town one day, and I had asked her boyfriend if he wanted a drink, and he told me, "Nah, your shit's too strong for me."
I mean, you did drink a thing of schnapps and added extra mint, knowing damn well if you add extra mint, it is going to make the schnapps stronger. And it was cold. See, that's the thing everybody seems to forget. If you chill like clear or white liquor, you will get drunker faster.
Speaking of.
Really?
Yeah. Like back in college, when I wanted to save like half a bottle for another day, I would like I would put some Everclear in my refrigerator, Gotta get a little chilly. Pour
Right,
some.
let's party.
Go. What do you think? Do you have more schnapps?
Nope,
What is that? And why do I know?
sake.
Ooh.
I've never had sake. Is it good?
Yeah. I usually do sake bombs though with Sapporo because Sapporo is my favorite beer.
Mm.
Yes, Japanese beer is my favorite beer. Anti-American, I know. Blah blah blah.
Sammy Joe.
I'm from the Midwest. I should be drinking Bud Light. I know. Blah blah blah.
Sammy, are you related to Kenny Omega?
Bud Light tastes like piss.
How do you know what piss tastes like, Sammy? We're getting a little bit more time to make sure to see who all is coming. And we are sharing alcoholic tips.
It took me a minute to get here, so we're almost on board.
Nice,
the name of the
smooth,
segment.
slightly sweet. Sake's great.
I also
I was gonna call you anti-American. I'm like, you straight up Bullet Club, huh? So everything Japanese in your house.
I think he might be related to Kenny Omega because he keep talking about all these. If he starts speaking Japanese, he related to Kenny Omega because you know he kind of favored him and stuff.
If you are, just set up an interview. That's all we want. What is that?
I mean, if you are, like, I have questions.
My great grandmother is from Canada.
So, like, if you are related to Kenny Omega, I have questions, and I would need you to ask them because you're a relative, and it might go over better.
I think there's a higher chance I'm related to AJ Styles, but I could be related to Kenny Omega.
Just talk about the Kenny Omega thing because he's better than AJ. But like, I have questions about the Golden Lovers. I will write down those. If you find out you're related to him, I will write down those questions for you to ask him. Just because I want to, like, that is the greatest love story ever told. I love it. It was beautiful to watch. I'll talk about it under the radar, but there are parts of that. No, because when Kenny opens the door and Coda's standing there looking at him, and Kenny's looking back at him, and it's just like, oh, yes,
I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like the idea of Western men going to the Far East for love. But I'm rooting for you, Kenny.
If you really love someone, and it's not just like you're trying to be on 90 Day Fiance and like control somebody, like just if you love someone, be with them as long as they are of age and they consent.
Yes.
Like, just be happy. Everybody deserves to have love as long as they have age and they consent.
Like everybody, let's be honest.
You're human. I've seen some.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think all people should procreate, but yes, everybody deserves love.
I never said appropriate. I just did love.
Love.
I agree with love.
But let's get on to this best list. All right, so for number 3, let's go ahead and do men's. Sammy said
Sheamus and
Gunther.
The first one, the first time.
Clash of the Castle.
Clash. All right. What else do we have for number 3 for men? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to share?
I agree with Clash of the Castle. Yeah, no, that was a good one. And Sheamus already was on a good behind run, but this was just like the elevation from right now they're trying to give Walter more matches before WrestleMania. I still think we should run this back at WrestleMania. Sheamus versus Walter. I think we should still do it.
Sheamus's Twitter game's been popping off too.
Man, he went up against MJF. He had to set that stuff up. Like, oh wait, this is what happens when you haven't been here. Let me get a few reps in before I go back to this nigga.
I heard that. You slipping like RG3 over here.
Man, I have no filter right now. Let's go.
All right. So I am going to disagree with you all. And I am going to go with CM Punk versus MJF. The dog collar match.
That was this year. Jeez Louise.
I don't like Punk ass Phil. I probably will never like Punk ass Phil. I like
It was a good match.
Hey, J-Dog. Hey, girl. Thank you for coming. Thank you. It was good. The story was good. Everything going in was good. It was set to be amazing. However, it just missed a little bit for me compared to the other two I have on my list.
And I need MJF to have a come to Jesus moment. It's like, baby boy, you keep running away from your calling. You are a baby face. I don't understand why you just want because in that storyline, he told his we finally found out MJF's origin story, right? And it's like, oh, okay, this might be the beginning of something different. Like, no, it's not. And then moving on to future references. Oh, this is the time. Nope, that hit William Regal back in the head. I'm like, dude, try it just once. We're not telling you to change your whole perception of it. we're not telling you to change how you walk and talk. We're saying try it. Try being a baby face for a month. Just for a month. Just to see.
Right. I don't think MJF will work as a baby face. I'll be real.
Like, dude, why you keep running from it?
I get the pick. I respect it. When I was making my list, Punk ass did not enter into my head at all for any matches.
It was the syndrome storyline and how it culminated.
It was syndrome.
And the fact that MJF actually managed to pull Punk ass Phil into having like an actual good match.
And emotions.
Like, pull that shit out of him. I'ma also say that MJF only works as a heel, but where he starts is MJF as a face.
Should this have been on my list? Probably, but it didn't.
I didn't.
It is what it is.
I respect that.
Like, I have yet to watch a full AEW pay-per-view yet, so I haven't watched this match. So that's why it can't be on my list. So I haven't watched it yet. Ugh.
Because as much as I hate Punk ass Phil, I have to admit it was a damn good match. I hate LeBron, but I can admit he is a decent basketball player.
I like you said decent, yes. No, we'll leave it at that.
Motherfucker, you breathe on him and he flops like a fish.
Like, no,
Aubrey takes better books than he does.
No, how you step over somebody and the dude defends themselves, but they get to, you know what? We're going somewhere else. Let's bring it back.
We need to ask our pal Al here what his number 3 is.
Yes. He put it in the he put it in the Discord. With the Discord, he said his number 3 for men's is Mike Bailey versus Josh Alexander. I do not think that belongs in a number 3 spot. So respectfully, I disagree. But I will go.
I get it. It was like an hour-long match. It's also recent, so it's more biased in the brain. So subjectively, because it's subjectively, not objectively.
Yeah.
And subjectively, more recent matches usually do rank higher.
Right. It really is hard to think, like, way back in January, right? I'm like, I'm trying to think, Royal Rumble, what matches were on there? And were they even nice?
It wasn't nothing. The whole WWE had very little in the terms of pay-per-view because that shit was boring.
The Vince era. So it's like, WrestleMania. Yeah.
Mania was good. Mania was good.
And there will be like 2-1. Definitely the women's side.
Definitely the women's side.
I should not have to drink to make it through a WWE pay-per-view.
that's the best card. Okay, if I had the money, I've been to a couple of WWE shows. The party's up in the stands, man. Like the party is up. This party is up there. Down there, they gotta be bougie because the camera's on them. The party is up in the stands, man, because they're drunk. And then, heaven forbid, you don't like someone they like. That's a whole pay-per-view right there.
I think I went.
And
yeah.
There'll always be that one guy smoking. I can never find him, but I can always smell him.
I know where that one guy usually sits, at least in TD Arena. I love that guy. Thank you, that guy.
How do you be smuggling it in though? That's my question.
Who says they smuggle it in? And also, they don't even be checking for outside food, bro. Like,
No.
Man, I need to go where y'all go because it be sticking all up and through my purse. It's like, dang.
Like where I go, like you go through a metal detector and like you put your stuff in it, like they take a look, but like that's not gonna pop a metal detector. Like
I'm gonna tell you how to get around it.
all you gotta do is show them that you have a lighter and a pack of cigarettes, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're good. And then you pull out the joint from your pocket later.
And we're done. Okay.
But yeah, see, you have to be intoxicated to enjoy when the guys wrestle. You shouldn't have to do that. That should not be a thing. So
it should enhance the experience, not make it a better experience.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to do that in order to make that happen.
Is it time for number twos?
I can we say unanimously that we'll just go with Sheamus versus Gunther because they did have the most votes.
Well,
For number 3?
I mean, we're not done yet. Like,
no, for number 3.
Number 3.
well, yeah, but like we gotta see the whole list, don't we? To like, because two of us could have the same number 1, and two of us could have the same number 2, and
damn it, Sammy! I was hoping you were intoxicated enough to forget that. Fine, go ahead, give number 2.
Number 2, the winner of the coin flip, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
That was on so many lists. It's not even funny.
Man, like, okay. It was. Will you go back and watch it again?
Yes, I have.
And you will do it again.
Yeah. The best moment is when he's about to finish Sami Zayn off and pin him, and then he ends up hitting his own head on the way to it. It's just so Johnny Knoxville that he would do that. Basically knock himself out before the end. Like right at the end, just almost knock himself out.
I love that he knows his own contraption because when the whole mousetrap didn't work, he's like, all right, well, 1 second, bam, 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 ow. Okay, now we're good, let's go. 1, 2, like really? Like if only the death match had that. Oh, one moment here, bow, bow, boom, explosion. No, we're fine.
I liked it. Wasn't one of my tops, but I can see why.
It was my second favorite match at Mania.
For me,
it was good.
It didn't get started cooking until Little Man came out and did the power slam. Like, oh my god, this little power slam, this is Sammy. That's when it got hype for me. Like, okay, let's do the match.
All right, what was your number 2?
My number 2 is from WrestleMania this year as well, and it is the return of the Forgotten Son. Boom, boom. Wrestling didn't have more than just one
royal family.
Yes, Cody versus Seth. We knew it was going to happen, but it was a couple of times where it's like, are we sure? Because it took us like the hype and the negotiation. I don't know what was going on. It was like, okay, this is happening, right? This is going to happen. And the music hits. I'm like, it's happening. And then as soon as he does the cartwheel to basically bury Stardust. I'm like, okay, I am 100% into this match. Oh wait, okay, Dad, got it. Cause I want like it's kind of like him and like those three matches between Cody and Seth were really good, and I'm like the aha moment I just had was, do I want to put this instead of the Hell in a Cell match? Cause the Hell in a Cell match in the Purple City was like. That purple, like no, the Purple City makes the match makes. I will keep saying it, but it really did put more emphasis on how gruesome Hell in a Cell was, and then for them to do it.
What's your number 2 here? Because we're talking about
it can't,
two different matches.
No, it can't be both. It can't be both.
Can't be both.
I mean, you could just say Cody versus Seth. I'm not going to ask no questions on which one you mean.
Okay, Cody versus Seth.
Go ahead and go with the first one. The first one.
If she could choose whichever version of the match that she likes at the moment.
All right.
And I only say that because I also have Cody versus Seth. That's what
I do too. I do too.
But I have that as my number 2. Just because I really want it to come to a head, and I really want one of them to take the belt off of Roman, and then the other one take it off of them after a feud. That would be love for me. That's the type of energy I need. That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's
like. It really sucked that he got hurt, because it really was all roads were pointing towards Cody versus Roman. It really was. And they might be able to work it out, maybe not. I'm not sure. Because right now, it's up in the air who Roman's opponent's going to be night 2. We already know what night 1 is going to be, but night 2.
I'm gonna need for y'all to give up this whole delusion of Roman working more than one night at WrestleMania. I think y'all should
10 minutes, and that's it.
I can see him doing 2 matches if one of the matches is a group match.
I can see him doing no matches before he does 2 matches.
I can see him one night doing a match with the Bloodline against a different faction, and then a singles match on the other night.
The thing is, and this is why you don't put 2 belts on one dude. Because, so we know what the match everyone wants to have, right? Cousin versus cousin, Bloodline, that one, right? But you have the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble should still matter. It should still matter. That should still be the main event match. And no offense, Dwayne should not win that. He should not win that.
Well,
so this conspiracy theory of, so that's how we that's how we cheat this. He can win that, and that can be the main event, and we all are following the rules. No. If y'all thought Roman winning in 2015 was bad, let The Rock win.
So, you went a little off of what I was about to comment on, bringing it back like 30 seconds. I disagree with it being inherently bad of one person holding 2 titles, due to the fact that back in the day when you held 2 titles, that meant you defended twice at the pay-per-view. And Roman has preferential treatment of where he's not even on every pay-per-view.
Not like you are singing a perfect picture in a perfect world. I loved when homeboy, what's his name? Death Triangle, the Bastard Pack.
Mm-hmm.
When he did Battle for the Belts, and then did the All Atlantic title, that was bad. I love that. Roman ain't what that smoke. He is not. Now, maybe if we had to throw a bonus towards his way, maybe that will, make him, stretch out. Hey, after night 1, do an Epsom salt bath, stretch it out a little bit. Don't do nothing that whole day until the main event of night 2.
Hold on, before we keep on going, Hi Hassan, happy holidays. Yes, super happy that Dark and Dark Elevation only have 5 matches apiece. I did not know that this. I'm gonna assume it's a cartoon. Did not know that.
Yep.
ALW agrees with me. He ain't doing 2 matches at WrestleMania. ALW's number 2 is Ospreay versus Naito at the G1 semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
And I am changing my number 2 to Pac versus Orange Cassidy.
Dope.
Because any of those matches were bangers. So,
Yeah.
Time for my number 1.
Yeah, go ahead, give us your number 1.
All right, it's Cody versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell.
Hey.
My number 1.
Yeah, go ahead, give us your number 1.
It's Cody versus.
You gotta mute yourself. You gotta mute the tab, Blue. Not yourself, but the tab, so you
I
don't.
just went ahead and muted him.
Okay. Blue, you gotta mute us or exit out of hearing us on YouTube.
Just
I turned off YouTube.
There we go.
Go ahead, Blue.
That's perfect.
Hey,
What's up, boo boo?
how y'all doing?
Blue, you sound like you
How
tipsy,
are
Blue.
you doing?
I'm pretty good.
He's tipsy.
I just want to say that Willow's number 1 in everything, and I love Willow, and one day I'm going to have her baby.
You
I
know,
don't know,
I think
Willow.
the way you say pretty good when you're drunk is the same way I say pretty good when I'm drunk.
Blue, you just
You
sound
might
like
be right, but I just wanted to say I love Willow.
Bruh, you sound like you calling into the radio or the 90s when you got a dedicated love song. Like, I want to play Can You Stand the Rain for my girl?
No, more. I miss my baby.
Sunny days.
No.
Everybody loves.
YouTube is not going to potentially demonetize us. No.
Willow! I want you back, baby.
I do agree with you. Willow is
we can
I
work
love
this
y'all.
out.
We
Come
love you
on,
too,
baby,
Blue. We love you
stop.
too. We see everybody.
Bret Hart was having
Willow
some
is the
funny
best.
days.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Willow is the best. Willow number 1.
If you don't love Willow, can we trust you? What kind of person doesn't love Willow?
Bret
Even
Hart was
if
having
you
some
love
sunny
Willow.
days.
I mean, just look at her. She's so delicious.
Then Goldberg walked into his life.
You know what? Shawn Michaels had sunny days, not Bret Hart.
I know. Did you hear the second part to what I said there?
Yeah.
Then
But we all know
walked into his
Goldberg
life.
isn't going to walk into anybody's locker room. He's going to headbutt the door open, have a concussion, stumble around, hit somebody with a spear all wrong, and then, end somebody else's career. That's not his own.
Concussions all over the board. Nah.
It was a
Later.
Hater! Why?
Goldberg is like raisins in the potato salad.
That's deep, baby. That's a ooh.
All right, we got ALW's number 1.
Over his sister. You know what? That's honorable mention because that night, I remember that whole night because another match of that night will be in my best tag teams. Wink, wink. But yeah, no, that match was awesome. That match, that was probably the only time where I watched picture in picture. Cause it was so good when they got out the ring. You go out, you come back out. No, you go in first. You go in first. Okay. On 3. 1, 2. And it was just, yeah. I love Murder Grandpa.
I remember we were doing one Rampage watch along, and I was marking out about the picture in picture, and I think at that moment I was the only one who was watching it, and I was just freaking out.
Oh, what happened?
What was that? What in the
Are you on your phone?
Me? No, I'm on my tablet.
Oh, then I don't know. because phones have been kicking folks off StreamYard.
Ooh.
I know it
Okay,
wasn't
come on,
me.
Matrix. Like,
I think we're
where's the
good.
plug? We're good.
All right, what do you got for your number one?
Because like I'm trying not to do Cody versus Steph twice. I'm really not, but I'm trying to think in the realms of my mind. What's my favorite match of this year, single wise? And there was straight up. Nope, can't say that. That was real. A straight up men's singles match. Okay. Can you go? I still gotta think about it.
Okay. I have Mike Bailey versus Josh Alexander. Yes, I know it just happened. Yes, I know recency bias. However, a match that is an hour long in which no one has like a rest hold, everybody is engaged, and I honestly forgot it was an hour. I really like at one point I looked at my time and I was like, wait, what? This has been going on for like 50 minutes. How?
Right.
Huh?
Well, we got a number one and a number two.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So all right. So it's already debatable. I'll throw this out there.
I mean, unless you pick somebody that's already been picked before Anika, then that could change up the list, I guess.
Like no. Like I'm gonna throw it out there because I just remembered it, and I just love the mostly because of crowd reactions. But before that, side note, when was Danielson versus Heyman? That wasn't this year.
That was last
year.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was people in the stand. So I'm like, when was that match? Okay, so
I think it was December. It could have been January, but I think it was December.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. We need more time differentiation. Okay, yeah. All right, thank you. All right, so because Heyman was champ this year, right? He was still champ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, what's the last match? What? I'm sorry to veer off. What was the last match Heyman had before going against CM Punk?
Adam Cole? Oh, didn't he have a match against Lance Archer? He also had one against Konosuke Takeshita.
Lance Archer was definitely before Danielson. Takeshita was, I think, last year? Okay, all right.
The Lance Archer match was after Danielson. It was like a Texas death match, I believe.
Definitely Texas death match.
I think that happened like February.
I could have sworn he was his first challenger, and then Danielson got on board. Was his next challenger.
I don't know. It's hard to remember.
All right, side note, because I'm like, Heyman needs better matches this year. Okay. No, not stressed. My mind works that way. I need all of lay it out. I'm like, because honestly, Heyman has good matches, but he's not even in the best contenders. Like, come on, AEW, let's do better next year. All right, so I will. This is my number one because of just the reaction. I was working this Saturday, so I didn't watch it live, but I watched the match. Then I watched Russell Talk's reaction, and I watched True Hill's Heat's reaction. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, Clash at the Castle, with the first appearance of Solo Sikoa on the main roster. Just the whole ambiance of it and the whole storytelling of it. Yes, that is my number one. What?
I had to leave so I can get a better Willow background.
You gotta turn down your whatever that is in the background.
Oh, it's Family Matters. My bad.
How you gonna play? How you gonna show the show where they sent one kid upstairs and then never told her she could cook again? The baby starved in that room.
I've had a lot of conversations about that, and I would love to have one with you, CM. We'll talk about that on the other show. Other shit with CM and Blue.
While you playing?
Shit that
That's
will
a
not
good
make it to
title.
YouTube because we will never get monetized.
We're gonna put it in the back pocket.
I think it's
Build that
crazy
catalog.
watching. I think it's crazy watching '90s shows. Like, how's this man get a new wife and everybody just acts like everything's normal?
I mean, Will Smith made a comment about it. There's
At
something
least-
different about you, Aunt Viv.
At least Will Smith make a comment about it.
Viv changed the fuck up. She went from milk chocolate soul to white chocolate vinegar. I don't know.
No,
Shit.
No.
I'm not gonna let you be disrespectful to a black woman who
Chocolate soul to caramel souffle. Let's do that. That's the
Like,
difference.
that woman did a whole lot for
Caramel
black
souffle?
actresses. Her and Ray from Sister did a whole lot for black actors and actresses in Hollywood. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We ain't gonna do white chocolate. That's way to the left. But like Family Matters, when they changed the like how you gonna change her and y'all in the 8th season? Just kill her off. Like honestly.
They can't James Evans her. And yes, I made you look crazy when you had it at number 3 because it was not a 3 match. That match was better than your number 3.
She told you, ALW. You know who had the number 1 match?
Who?
Willow.
We're talking about men. Willow is not a man.
Y'all keep talking about men if you want to. I'm gonna keep talking about Willow. She's gorgeous.
Just give us 5 minutes and we can get to the women. You can talk about them all you want.
And that's what he talks. That's how long it takes for him with Willow.
I find it hilarious. I was about to boot him, and then his device was not connected.
Yeah, that's because Willow is calling him.
Like,
all right.
baby,
So we have 2 votes apiece for Alexander and Bailey, and Cody versus Seth. Do we have anything that we feel like could be a good number 3?
I think. You mean 2 or 3?
I did not cut you off. For number 3.
I thought we were on an agreement.
I was about to, but I didn't.
Oh,
that wasn't me, and I didn't even tell Sammy to do it. Look at me, I'm evolving. All right, but we have our 2 and our number 1 because Alexander and Bailey or Seth and Cody is going to be 2 and number 1. We just need number 3 because we didn't agree on any other matches.
Right.
3, I would still go for
Well,
Castle Walter versus
Sheamus.
Yeah, I would still do that for number 3.
I mean, let's talk about it here for a second. It's that we have the dog collar match.
Being honest, Sheamus versus Gunther had 2 votes. That was you and Anika.
They were both number 3 votes.
But
yeah, yes, he is.
We got Ospreay Naito. We got Joe Suzuki.
look, I'll be real. I do not feel comfortable putting an Ospreay match at number 3. I'd much rather not even give an Ospreay match a vote if it's between that or number 3.
I
If I
would
can't
go
put an
that.
Ospreay match at number, especially Ospreay versus Naito, if I can't put that at a 2 or a 1, I'd much rather not even have it on a whatchamacallit.
Fair enough.
Y'all good with flipping a coin?
Damn it! Now do I have to open that shit up again?
Joe Suzuki is the other one I'm thinking of. That ALW mentioned.
Which one?
ALW mentioned Joe versus Suzuki.
Do you feel comfortable putting that at a 3?
As comfortable as I do feeling for Sheamus and Gunther, as equally as comfortable.
I feel more for Sheamus and Gunther.
I go with Sheamus and Gunther.
Sheamus and Gunther? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm outvoted. Let's do it.
So what are we putting as our number 2?
Well, I think it has to be Speedball and Alexander. Because Cody had a number 1 vote and a number 2 vote.
Mm-hmm.
That purple titty, baby. I'm sorry. That day was
That purple titty.
that purple titty. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
And then you just had to go 30 minutes.
Man, y'all gonna stop fucking blaming me for shit. I ain't do shit. If I did that shit, I'd say I did that shit, motherfucker. And I like Willow, so why the fuck would I boot you? Just get up here and say shit. Sound like fucking Tory Lanez.
And I didn't boot you. I was about to boot you, but I didn't boot you.
That
You
was
said-
the Lord.
Yeah,
I
Lord
have no power.
said that there will be no fornication. You gotta marry Willow in order to procreate with her. So number 3. Oh, hold on. Okay, y'all. I'm still new to this part of things. So I'm finding the things.
You know you better than me. There you go.
Okay.
The purple nurple.
It was like, baby boy, you did not have to do the match. We would have all understood.
Yeah, we
But
would
you
have.
Then you went 20, and then you didn't even do a 10-minute. You had to go 26. Like, come on, baby.
You got to see him.
Oh, you got this. You can do it.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to do this.
What you got to say, Blue?
Hi
That
guys.
he just changed his name to Willow's baby daddy. Blue.
I'm gonna have her baby one day. Willow is the best. Willow number 1.
Oh my gosh.
So now we're getting ready to go into women's matches.
Yes.
We're gonna look at the top women's singles matches of 2022.
Now I had to do an honorable mention because recency bias, but this match was so good last night. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. That they have come a long way from their match at WrestleMania 2 years ago. Baby boy. That match was so good. And Asuka had no face paint. And she was just straight up like, I need to win this match. Go out of your way to watch it. It was very good yesterday.
I really enjoyed that match. You
Right?
know what that match needed though? It was only one thing. More Willow.
What does everybody want?
He's not wrong.
Willow.
I'll allow
Okay, you starting to sound like Ricky. And we gotta pause that for a second. Okay. I got children to sleep. Don't be on like that. All right.
My daughter just went back with grandma, so I'm good. I'm good for a week.
You wake up mine, I'm fighting you. All right. So, Blue, do you have? Let me phrase this. Do you have a non-Willow match for number 3 on this list?
No, but I got 3 Willow matches.
I want to hear.
What's your
I
first
want to
one
hear. Yes.
from 2022? Willow versus who? Blue. Who?
Is he there?
No, he muted himself. He muted himself.
Damn. So there was Willow versus that one girl, and she beat that ass. And then there was Willow versus that other girl, and she beat that ass. But then there was Willow versus Anna Jay like 5 times. She got her ass beat like 3 of those times, and I was upset, but she still looked good.
I mean, the
So,
fact that
But
she
she
could carry-
still
Willow
looked
won.
good.
the
Thank
fact
you
that
for
she
that
made
love me some
insightful
Willow.
insight.
She made Anna J look good. So for that, I'm gonna say Willow versus Anna J for blue.
And how you not? And like the other girl, you mean Jade?
Well, no.
Nah, see, I don't respect Jay because she ruined Willow's moment when Willow got signed and she got her all elite shit up on the fucking screen and Jay came out there like a bitch and I was like, oh no, not in front of my baby. And my baby Willow just had to say, all right, you got it, and walk off the stage. I was so mad.
Oh
I'm
my
not mad at that.
Right.
Mad at that.
Moving on. My number 3, I'm giving
And I love
to.
Jade, but Jade was a bitch that night.
We do not condone calling women bitches.
Don't you be grandstanding my baby Willow.
Even though blue is right. Go ahead, Sammy.
I'm going to go on break.
Sammy, come on. You got to give us your number 3 first.
All right.
Yeah, I need a smoke break too.
Well, you go take that. I'm removing you.
Please do.
At least I warned you. All right, go
My
ahead.
number 3 is Suri versus Utami Hayashishita. I'm bad with her name. I'm bad with her name.
I'm bad with spelling that.
I can spell it better than I can say it.
Spell it.
UTAMI HAYASHISHITA.
Ding ding ding.
So,
You're correct. You're
Versus Suri. SYURI.
okay. I'm gonna guess that's Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna also guess that your number 1 has Julia in it.
No.
Interesting.
All right, you go. ALW is number 3. Was Rosa versus Deeb at Forbidden Door.
Like horrible build, but you know, with AEW, the matches will be great.
I already said it.
You know that builds up.
I already said it. 4 of my top 5 women's matches were all from Stardom.
But this is not number 1. I am very interested in your number 1.
I had 3 number 3s. What do you have for your number 3?
I'm working down because I already know what my number 1 is. So I'm like, what's the other 2? What's the other 2? I'm trying to get AEW one. That's like,
You could say one of mine. I have Jade versus Nyla, Hater versus Storm, and Sheeta versus Sakura. So if you want any of those,
I'm gonna take Sheeta versus Sakura.
Okay.
I think that one was good. I'm gonna take that one.
All right. I want to go with Jade versus Nyla. I love the story. I love the match. I honestly thought in parts that Nyla was going to win. And I wish they utilized her more often in this role.
The only part that sucked was the doggone stupid security people. I'm like, what is on your job description? I believe y'all work for like who hired you? And if it was TK, why are you making this whole hard for Jay to get her belt back? I need answers and clarification.
They were type flight security of the world. They ate Molly's donuts. That's what happened.
That's what happened. They had a sugar high. That's what happened.
Well, not a sugar high, fly high. Number 2. ALW has Rosa versus Baker at Revolution. Sammy.
My turn?
Mhm.
All right. Now,
Uh-oh.
you guessed it, my favorite women's wrestler,
Julia.
versus Mayu Iwatani, the woman with the greatest super kick in professional wrestling. Eat shit, young bucks. I said it.
Okay.
Hold up, all together one time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's the
Holy
whole
moly.
donut
Donut
shop.
shop.
Sammy, have you never seen the greatest Christmas movie ever?
I don't usually watch Christmas movies. Which one are you talking about?
Friday
Friday
after
next.
next.
Oh, that's been like 20 years. I got to watch that one again.
Oh,
You forgot about the Holy Moly Donut
how
Shop.
you forget the whole
You forgot I am a blind demon.
You watch
I
that
usually
tonight.
watch the first one.
The first one and the third one are the best ones.
Yeah.
I usually watch the first one.
The first and the last one. The first one and the last one.
It's a Christmas movie because it starts off with the Temptations singing Merry Christmas. Hello. Well, singing Silent Night. No,
That's all I
the Temptations will copyright strike you. Because we are not doing that as a gimmick. What the? We need to stay healthy. All right. So we have Julia versus. I feel like I saw clips of this. I feel like I saw clips of this on social media and I didn't know what it was happening.
I suppose I can go ahead and tell you guys what my number 4 was.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 was Suri versus Mayu Iwatani. So one of the women in my number 3 match and a woman in my number 2 match was my number 4 match.
Okay, look at you over here doing math.
That's Steiner math. It was 3% chance.
No. Because that math, well, Steiner math also made sense when you think about it. But that math is easy to do in your head. Also, it was.
Actually, I take that back. That's not my number 4. That's my number 5. My number 4 would be Kyrie versus Iwatani at Historical X Over. That was just like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Like,
I
that
will
was
be
a good
honest.
match.
I did not have Kyrie winning.
I didn't either.
I thought they might just because of star power, but I did not think that she was actually gonna win.
Kyrie,
I'm happy for her though.
Now that we have Sasha Banks going over there, I'm kind of happy she won. But before we go off, and because we are approaching midnight, what do we have for number 2 for you?
Number 2. Again, I did have a good number 1. It's like, and honestly, the years are rumbling. Cause I'm like, I put so many 2021. I want to put like, no, that was last year, not this year.
I'm pretty sure we all have the same number 1, don't we?
No,
I'm pretty sure we all have the same number 1, don't we?
I don't know. We'll be surprised.
we might.
What you got for number 2 though? Look, come on, you gotta give me something for number 2.
Number 2.
I still have Hater versus Storm on mine. Sammy has some stardom matches.
You know what? Yeah. Okay. You know what? I got this one. Right. I'm going to do Becky versus Lita Crown Jewel. That actually was pretty good. It actually made me want them to do a number 2. Honestly, hand to God, Becky did her thing, and Lita actually did a decent job to the point where I'm like, you know what? If y'all want to run this back at Royal Rumble, I'm not opposed to it. And I was very sad they didn't. That was my number 2. It was a very good match. I
completely forgot that happened.
I did too, but now that she's reminding me, it was a really good match. Okay, first, yes, she was amazing in that match. Love Becky. And the only reason I cannot say Willow versus Trish Adora is because I feel like I've seen multiple of their matches, and having to pick just one would be very hard to do because they are so good in the ring.
That's the lady that was in Deadline, right? I'm sorry, not Deadline. Final Battle of last Saturday. I've never seen. I think I may have seen her in passing. This time I actually put my eyes on her. That was a very good match. Very good honorable mention.
And yes, Willow versus Masha Slamovich is always good. Those were like 3 matches that I had not thought of. I said Mickey James versus Deanna in like the last woman type situation. That build up was really good. Super amazing. I think that if Deanna does not beat Mickey should be Deanna's like manager or something when she retires. There's just so many doors that are open there.
So many things, so many other things.
All right. ALW has Bianca versus Becky at WrestleMania.
As his number 2?
As his number 1. His number 2 was Rosa versus Baker. Whoa.
So he already said it.
As hell.
That's my number 1.
That's my number 1. That's I'm like,
yeah. Like hands down, easy pick. It was my number 1 from the word go.
2 and 3 was alright. Number 1 was like, WrestleMania, Becky versus Bianca. Let's go.
Like even that botch, like made the match better.
When I'm like, cause you took a heel to your eye, and that was still another 5 minutes. Yeah.
Like that made me go from Bianca is one of the best in the world doing it today to Bianca probably is the best in the world doing it today.
She'd only have had 3 matches at WrestleMania, which is it was only 3, right? Or the 2?
She had the one with Sasha.
Yes.
She had the one with Becky.
Yes. Was it the 3rd? Okay. No. So, but okay, only 2 matches, but she is well on her way of being Miss WrestleMania. I'm putting a tag on it. Every one of her WrestleMania matches are going to be a banger.
That wasn't my number 1. That wasn't my number 1.
What was your number 1, sis?
My number 1 also came from WWE, but it is Charlotte versus Naomi. I think the one this year was the best one they've had. I think that Charlotte actually gave to Naomi and wasn't like stonewalling her. I think that she is. I love Naomi. I'm not a fan of Charlotte, but that match almost made me a fan of Charlotte. If she just was a tiny bit more likable, I would have liked her. But I can see why y'all said Bianca versus Baker.
No, okay. The only thing about that match was there was no lead up to it. It really was, you know what? This Sonya versus Naomi is dumb. Can we please just stop it and give her a match? And like, okay, if we're not going to give her a good match, we're going to give her Charlotte versus Naomi. I'm like, okay, you know what? Thank you. And like, I remember that match very vividly. And it's crazy because Charlotte, like I'm not sure how many friends Charlotte has in the back now, but every time it's Charlotte versus Naomi, go back to 2017. She loves working with Naomi. She like every Sasha versus Naomi match, big or small, it's a good match, and I am very glad they showcased this. I'm not upset, but I wish they would have done more afterwards. Like, okay, this was a good match. Can we go round 2 at Royal Rumble? Like, not WrestleMania, but at least Royal Rumble, at least at a pay-per-view, because it was that good.
Yeah.
I am unfortunately biased against, because the storyline involved Sonya, and as I've made known before in the previous Horsie Award, she's one of my most disappointed by of the year. Least favorite of the year, worst of the year, whatever the award was for.
Like they muddled the storyline. Come on, when I have the jacket on, you can't hit me. Bam! I'm like, wait, hold up, but you can slap me in my face. I'm pretty sure this is not the rules. I'm pretty sure.
Peak abuse.
But then Rhonda came and she could hit you, but you like, yeah, that was very weird of a storyline.
True. So number one, of course,
Rhonda has the privilege to smack bitches when she wants.
and as she runs away, if Sonya Deville was to actually, want to fight her, she'd probably run away crying again. Number one, of course, we'll go to. Hold on, let's get our number three and our three and our two. Do y'all feel strongly for any of these for number three?
Just give me number one. Honestly, just give me number
I don't
one.
think any of mine are gonna get picked here because I'm probably the only one who ever watched them. So,
just based off of social media views, I could go with Julia versus Mayu.
Iwatani, yes.
For number three, I could go.
I'm so down. Julia's making a list, and Mayu Iwatani is one of the best. She ran Stardom for years. She has the best super kick in the business. Where Io Shirai has the best moonsault, Mayu Iwatani has the best super kick.
She does it so effortlessly, and I feel like she might actually kill somebody one of these days, not meaning to. So that's our number. Okay, what are we thinking?
What are the list of them? What's the candidates for number two?
We have Willow versus Anna Jay, Shuri versus Sarai. Whatever Sammy said for his number three. We have Rosa versus
Shuri
D.
versus Hayashida.
One. We have Rosa versus D. We have Shida versus Sakura. Jade versus Nyla, Rosa versus Baker, Becky versus Lita, Mickey versus Deanna. What should be number three? Because I think Julia and Mayu number two.
Personally, I'd probably go Rosa Baker.
Not a Revolution though. Cause that was weird. It was really
it was the Revolution match, not the hardcore.
Exactly. That Revolution, not the Dynamite match, the Revolution match, which was this was dumb. Let's do it again. Let's do that Dynamite and finally give her the belt. Yeah,
he did specify Revolution. So, could we do Nyla versus Jade for number three?
I feel Jade should be in the top three. I do.
Okay, Nyla versus Jade.
Okay, we have Nyla versus Jade at number two. And number
so
three.
We all would agree that we would have picked Rosa Baker if it was the other match. And...
Yes.
Yes. So number three is Jade versus Nyla. Number two is Julia versus Mayu. And number one.
Becky versus
B&B
Belair.
Plus me makes three. I'm sorry.
Y'all not getting my test score mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, anyone have anything else?
Lots of love going out to Becky and Bianca, both amazing talents, and I like their husbands too for the most part. Becky's husband has some problems, but he's good in the ring.
Yeah, messing with Nazis does that to you. Yes, and compared to a lot of the other women's matches, as much as I love Jade, it doesn't stack up. Like these little short matches don't stack up. And then
exactly, they're not
those longer matches. It's not always well received, and the way that comes off is really bad.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
Well, ALW, I said the first thing that popped into my head.
What do you think?
Bad boy. All right. Anyone?
I want to say that I am very excited for next year. Done right, I want to see a whole lot of intergender team matches. So they're gonna build up Bianca versus Rhea, right? Hopefully for WrestleMania. So I better see Judgment Day versus Street Profits and Bianca. I don't care how long it takes. I still want to see Naomi with the bloodline. I still want to see that.
I agree with Anika here. I am looking forward to WWE fucking up so big that they have to do another charity event and bring back the Mixed Match Challenge.
I didn't say all that, but the Mixed Match Challenge had some good matches. They really did. Like that was a whole. I was here for that tournament. I was.
Let's be real. They're only going to do a charity event if they fuck up some way.
Well, if they let Vince come back, we got the Mixed Match Challenge back.
It ain't happening. I rebuke that.
Love
that now.
David, let me explain something to you. That man owns WWE. He has the most stocks in that particular class in which you get to vote. They could try.
If the entire board votes against him.
If the entire board votes against him, he still has more than they do. So that's
Stephanie. There's Stephanie and Paul.
He has like, I think, 80,
WWY.
around 70-80%. He has a majority that came back. Vince is dumb. No, Vince is stupid, but he's not dumb.
It's so unfortunate because everybody's been praising Paul's work and what he's been doing. Like,
and he still has. It's not perfect now. I'm not going to officially critique him until after WrestleMania. I think he still has some pieces on the chessboard he needs to move around to make sure that it's a good show. So he doesn't get my full, straight up criticism yet. And I would hate for that to end because an old 78-year-old man don't know when to sit his behind down, but even though you're not going to jail.
Like, you finally turn the tides in your favor. The public opinion is in favor of WWE over AEW now. And why do you want to fuck with it?
Because it's Vince. And he's a narcissist. And he has a compulsive need to be loved because he was not loved as a child. Ryback is a great many things. But Ryback was not entirely wrong about what he said.
Why can't Vince just do what he did to so many wrestlers? Just sit at home, cut your check, and fuck some bitches.
Because he been doing that. And now he needs something else to do.
No, the last image I want to see of Vince is him botching that stunner and Austin laughing his behind off. That's a perfect send off for him. Let
I
the curtains close.
I don't know if that was a botch. I think that is his knees won't bend. So that's how you had to take it.
But yeah.
That's just
oh man, what you just said could really be taken out.
Yeah, I know. I tried so it wouldn't be, but yeah.
I was good till you.
It's Vince.
With it.
It's Vince. There's really no way around it not having like sexual overtones.
Yeah, you can't take it if the knees don't bend. I get you.
Moving on.
So CHK, the CH Blue, the CH. Because I had it on pretty decent authority before the person passed. Matt Riddle wasn't ever tested for weed.
Yeah.
He popped for
that was in his contract. So
the test wasn't for weed.
He popped for two other things, not weed.
I've heard white girl, yayo, such things as that. But however, this has been a kind of icky year for him. So maybe he just needed a break anyway.
Right? Just like, come on, boo boo. 1 month off, and we'll reassess later.
We'll see.
Like, I don't even know what the name of it was, but it was something like it was something I've heard of, but not something I've ever done. So I was just like,
oh wow, like it was that special of a thing.
We should not say certain things on the internet where the feds is watching.
Noted.
Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this works. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my clown of the week. It's not wrestling related directly, but it kind of is. So Vince has also been hit with some more charges and some more allegations around his wandering pain and his need to control the women around him. And it created a hostile work environment. However, in light of the things that we kind of covered at the beginning, as to what we kind of did before we started the show tonight, I want us to remember that when it comes to violence against women, slut shaming is not okay. My clown of the week goes to everyone who decided that discussing women's sexual partners is more important than talking about the violence that happens against them. It is not okay. It is not all right. It is not cute. It is not funny. It does not win you any points. What it does do is make you look like an idiot. It makes you vile. It makes you disgusting. It makes you really hateful. It shows the fact that even if you had the opportunity, you couldn't take the opportunity because you're too much of a chicken shit to handle the woman who is happy and positive about her body, about her sexuality, and is comfortable with that. On the opposite side of that, there are some women who are forced into sexual positions that they don't want to be in, and people still slut shame them for that. And that's not okay. End of the day, discussing someone else's sex life in the context of trying to shame them is not okay. I crack jokes on Vince McMahon because it's very obvious that man has had a very, 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 very big case of sexual harassment against him for a long time, allegedly, based off of, Sable, and different divas coming forward and saying the things that happened to them. I have not forgotten Ashley Massaro's comments about what happened to her tribute to the troops or with the troops or whatever. It got buried, but I never forgot that. And it felt icky to watch afterwards. The fact of Trish Stratus being held as a Jezebel and this and that, and then being forced to bark like a dog. Basically the underwear on Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler. The fact that Natalya had to really speak out about wanting to, be seen as a wrestler and wanting to cover up a little bit more instead of just being good for her body. Like, yes, women are lovely and amazing and wonderful creatures, made by God, the source, whatever you want to call. But being mad at a woman for taking ownership of her body and enjoying the things that she wants to enjoy because, earth is hell and earth is ghetto, is not okay. It would never be okay. It's never going to be something that should ever be ignored. And I know we love wrestling, and I know the speaking out movement was a little while ago, and some of those instances have turned out to be A little bit different than how they're presented at first. However, when you see something happening with a woman, say something. When you know it's not right, just do better. Like, let people enjoy their lives and have fun and get back into this wonderful sport that we all love. Listen to music and enjoy all that. However, slut shaming folks ain't cool. If you're not monitoring your own, I'm gonna just say it. If you're not monitoring your own penis, you're not monitoring your own vagina, you're not monitoring your own asshole, don't be all up in anybody else's. Because the dick or pussy that you cannot get does not entitle you to talk about someone else's. It's as simple as that. So the clown of the week goes out to the people who think that they are in charge of someone else's body because they could never have an opportunity at that person. Fuck you. Go get a pocket pussy or go find you a dildo and ride off into the sunset with that shit. Because nobody wants you. Become a better person and they might.
Yeah, ride that dildo off into the sunset.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
I will argue that there is one instance that slut shaming is acceptable. When talking about your mama.
I'm gonna show that to my mama.
I love your mama jokes.
I'm
not apologizing. Your mama jokes.
When she pop up at your house, just know I don't be over there filming that.
Who is this non-chicken? Non-white chicken dude talking about my mom about?
But yes, so it was wonderful speaking with you all for another great edition of the Cookout Podcast.
Before we go, can we get one more word in from Blue?
We know what the word is going to be. Blue.
Give us the word. Give us the good word.
Is he still with us?
How much you been drinking, Blue? You okay?
We'll wait for Blue's. We'll wait for Blue. Blue, you can say the last word when
he's all right.
As we wrap up. If you have not watched the previous Under the Radars that myself and ALW have done, please make sure to take the time to do so. We are talking about Impact. We are talking about MLW, AEW Dark, AEW Dark Elevation, and of course, Being the Elite, the greatest YouTube wrestling vlog series type situation. That is premiering on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't seen the past 2 episodes, please go out of your way to check those out. We'll be live here on Friday at 10 p.m. to watch along for Rampage. We will be watching Rampage and talking shit as per usual. That's what we do. We can't help it. It's just us. And of course, every Tuesday we are live here at 10:30 with the Cookout Podcast. And next week's categories will be the Horsies, probably for best tag teams. That will be another fun time. Trust and believe, picking these matches was really hard for us.
Very hard.
We agonized over it a while. Thank you, Jada. Hope you feel better, sweetie. Come on in, enjoy some time, talk some shit with us because we love it. I'm not touching them.
I've never done a seance, but I hope she has fun with that.
Lord have mercy. Let me look.
So, yeah. I hope to see you all. If you have not, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. We are here. We are growing. Please help us grow. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter with our name as our name. We try very hard. We're trying to improve. Give us feedback. We want to hear from you all. Until Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we are headed on out. Blue, do you have that last good word for us?
Willow is so delicious. Look at her. She's beautiful. I can't wait to have her baby. I'm gonna push so hard.
Oh my
Great.
god!
Now I got salt and pepper stuck in my head now.
Push it.
Push it real good.
Push it.
But push it real good.
Guys, we gotta edit it. We gotta. We are never getting monetized. All right, bye y'all.
Bye.
Good night.
Shout out to all y'all mothers.
And Willow.